In this episode of Film Stock Reviews, I'm reviewing Season 1, Episode 3 of She-Hulk Attorney at Law, titled The People vs. Emil Blonsky. Now, basically, it's a straightforward episode, pretty simple. Jennifer Walters' She-Hulk is representing Emil Blonsky, and he is up for release because of good behavior. But then they find out that Wong actually took him out during the events of Shang-Chi, as you remember, in the fighting cage, and they had their little duel and fight in that movie. And so they want to figure out what's happening. So basically, Jennifer Walters is trying to figure out what to do, trying to make sure that Emil Blonsky is actually in control of Abomination. Now, seeing Tim Roth back as Emil Blonsky is great. We were reintroduced to him in episode 2 of this season, or of this show, and we haven't seen him in a very, very long time, and it's good to see. But I feel like his character took a comedic turn in a way. While you think he's more so calm and meditative, I feel like he still understands that he can still wreak havoc out there. So with all the events happening, Wong appears as Blonsky's witness and says what happens during the events. He's fine. Blonsky turns into Abomination to show the panel of those, I believe, judges. And I feel like those judges are Skrull characters, because it just has a different feeling to it, and anything has a different feel now, the way Marvel's going in any direction with their show or movies. With that, Jennifer Walters finds that Emil Blonsky demonstrates, like I said, he has full control of Abomination, and now he's released on parole, but forbidden from transforming again. When I think that's that's still going to happen. We just don't know when. 9 episodes total in this season. Anything's possible. Now, She-Hulk then gives a televised interview as herself. They all just want to know her story, how she became She-Hulk, this and that. All the while, there is an underlining story, or a side story, where Bukowski, the attorney that used to work with Walters and her friend at the DA's office, is trying for a case involving an ex-girlfriend named Runa, who is a elf from New Asgard, basically who defrauded him by impersonating Meg the Stallion. Yes, it was mentioned and rumored that Meg the Stallion would be coming into this episode, or a future episode of She-Hulk, and this was that episode. Waste of time, not needed, didn't really fit the story at all. We don't need that in a Marvel show like this. It takes away from everything else. Like, there was no need for it. I don't really care what people will say about it, or my opinion. If it doesn't fit the story, it's not necessary. She really had a cameo, a total of maybe 15 seconds. That was it. I don't understand that at all. I mean, was it funny? No. The Bukowski underlining side story didn't need to happen, didn't need to make sense at all. It was more focused on the people versus Emil Blonsky, and that was it. You could have just devoted the entire episode to Emil Blonsky, and I would have been really, really happy about it. I'm curious to see what happens. Also, while Jennifer is going home through an alley, we are introduced to the Wrecking Crew. Little updated version of the Wrecking Crew, for that matter. If you don't know who the Wrecking Crew is, do some research. Put in Marvel Wrecking Crew or Wrecking Crew Marvel in Google. Then you read up on it. It basically consists of a group of 4 criminals who wield enhancing construction tools as weapons. And there's a little fourth Easter eggs thrown here and there. New Asgard, this and that. And Jennifer does break the 4th wall in the beginning of the episode when she says that, just think Wong's going to be in here for a cameo appearance. Well, she's like, oh, Bruce did, and then Blonsky. It's a big, feel like Marvel's just throwing in all these cameos just to make us fans happy. Okay, you started off strong with the first episode. Second episode was good because you introduced Emil Blonsky. Third episode took a little turn. Wong was introduced as a cameo. Great. I love seeing Benedict Wong as Wong, the Sorcerer Supreme. He is great as a character, and I'm curious to see if he comes back again. We know Bruce Banner Hulk is going to come back. We know Daredevil is in it, and what is going to happen next? I'm curious, but they really need to up their tempo, and they need to, I don't know, I still think the CGI is a little wonky at times. I'm not bashing the show, but this episode didn't feel cohesive at all, and I felt like certain stories didn't really need to matter. Only thing was Emil Blonsky's story. That was it. Everything else did I could give two shits about what happened. I mean, I'm a huge Marvel fan. You all know this, but with what Marvel is doing with this show, come on, please pick it up. Just give us something worth watching and action-wise. There are people out there who praise this show. Praise this show. I have no idea what kind of pill they're taking, the red or the blue one, to actually figure out if they're enjoying it or not. So I'm curious to see what happens in the next few episodes. I mean, next week hopefully is going to be interesting. 9 episodes total. 3rd episode right here. So it's going to be fun to see, hopefully. But I don't know. I'm praying that something happens, because it really needs to pick up. And if Marvel's just doing this just to complete their Phase 4 and move on to Phase 5 and 6, as it was announced at San Diego Comic-Con 2022, then they really need to tighten down the hatches and, just make sure things go cohesive with the story, and not make everything so comedic at times, but give that sense of normalcy and drama and emotion, especially for the character of Emil Blonsky, who was much more of a brute and much more of a scary character in The Incredible Hulk, which starred Ed Norton as the Hulk. So, I mean, let's see what happens. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about episode 3 of She-Hulk Attorney at Law, titled The People versus Emil Blonsky. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What did you think about Wong making his cameo appearance? What do you think about Meg Thee Stallion making her appearance in Marvel? And do you think this episode was a waste of time with the side story? And did you like the story focused on Emil Blonsky? And do you think that now that he's out on parole, do you think that he'll still turn into the Abomination? Will he be a good guy or a bad guy? Let me know in the comment section below about all the questions I just asked. And I'll see you all in the next review video. And be sure you tune in next week for my episode 4 review of She-Hulk Attorney at Law.